I think I hit the wrong button.
Listen well, brother.
I'm listening.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
There can be only one.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
I don't know why, but we went a little old school, didn't we?
Roll and tuck and roll.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Late Show here on Mornings of Mischief with Sno Dub, Stone Cold Loki, and Machiny Draws. Gonna make your panties drop, panties drop. Ooh, the panties drop, panties drop. Gonna make the panties drop.
Panties drop. Show me how that body works. The panties drop. Show me how that body works. What the panties drop. Sorry, I made a new lyric.
Good evening, everybody. What is up? It is so good to see everybody. We got Gun Bunny. What is up? She is saying good evening. Akimi Mara, what is up? Good evening. I know this is going to be 2 hours of Loki talking about Deadpool and Wolverine tonight, right? Actually, no. I'm not going to give anything away. I'm just going to say it's a badass movie and go watch it. Pay the money and go and see it because it is badass. And it's got some really good. This is like a love letter and a farewell to Fox's Marvel movies. So if you loved Fox's Marvel movies, if you had a really good time watching those, go see Deadpool. Cause damn, lovely Sherry in the house. What is up, lovely? The lovely Sherry. What is up, Sherry? Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Keely, Roll Tide, brother. Good to see you. War Eagle. Oh!
And
Good
shout
evening.
out to Sherry Slamming Clam. They've got the best clam chowder on the East Coast.
The madman, Mark Damnedly Tired, the angriest wrench on the internet. Good evening, my friend. Thank you for being here. Who else do we got in here? Who else we got? We got Keely. DJ Ronnie G. What is up, brother? Good to see you. It is good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, bro. Let's see. The awesome one. Rudolph knows Fortnite.
Hey, now. Them's fighting words.
I haven't seen Rudolph tonight. I haven't heard from him. So I don't know if he's coming or not. But if he does come, I'm sure he'll have some dickies in his mouth.
But of course.
Shum, Boat, De Rover, and Horse 2024. We like our chicken's cage, just like Jolly.
All I can say is, Sean, make sure you tune in tomorrow night to the Cotton Council. I'm sure it'll be a good one.
I'm sure it will. I haven't seen the horse around lately.
Horse plays Fortnite now, like every night. So I don't know.
You know what, dude? And no matter what, I've played Fortnite with some friends. Every once in a while, they're like, "Oh my God, Loki, come play!" And I'm like, "Okay." And I play a little bit, and I'm just like, okay, it was a little fun. I don't know. I have retired to single player games. It's a quiet life.
I can get down with that for sure. Although I still love a little Mario Kart action. Maybe we'll bring that back when we get into the fall.
Low spec Linux laptop. Horse. Papa Cotton. Big money. No whammies. Sherry. Stop. And we got a turtle. I like turtles. I saw Tom earlier today. And he was playing that. I like turtles. Maybe he's at the Olympics opening ceremony. I could see the horse being at the Olympic opening ceremony. Oh shit, we lost Monkney. So what is up? Sno Dub, what's up, bro? What have you been up to?
Well, I got some bad news, Loki. I've been taking a long hiatus this last week from streaming, and I've finally come to the decision that I am not a YouTuber.
It's a good decision.
No, but on a serious note, I have been slacking. I suck at YouTube lately. And so I need to get back on the horse, William Wallace style, with a 7-foot long sword. You knew what I was going to say there.
I thought you were going to say a 7-foot long, foot long.
And I'm going to swing this bitch because after what happened at work today, I realized that I really need to stop doing the job that I do because I just want to entertain you guys. And so I've been slacking, and I'm going to get back to work, guys. So just hold on. More good stuff coming from the channel. Because it's just been a rough summer, let's say. Real hot temps, working out in it every day. And it just zaps you, man. Like I just, hell, if I'm not working, I'm usually sleeping. That's kind of been my life the last few weeks. But I got a big fan. So there's that.
You know what?
Just
a little suggestion. You've got such badass booty breaks, right? You've got these badass booty breaks.
Right.
Why don't you come out with some music videos with some booty break stuff on the channel?
As in?
Guys are always wanting to look at ass, dude.
Oh, as in my music?
Could be your music, could be, copyright free music, could be whatever.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Ass,
titties, ass and titties, ass and titties.
Yeah, I'll think about that. The main thing is, with the booty breaks, there's two reasons for it. One, I got a mostly male audience, and it's just kind of a no-brainer. And I like to give the guys something a little special when they throw money at the channel.
Yep.
But two, And believe it or not, this is the actual reason, guys, is to give our puppet arms a rest, or switch puppets.
Yeah.
That's really what they're for. I mean, that it gives us a great interlude where we could drop our arm for a minute, rest it, get something to drink, whatever, spank one out, whatever you got to do for the next 2.5 minutes, and then get ready for, puppet up again. So we do an active show. It's not like we just sit down on our ass and just talk. And nothing against you guys that do, but we do a lot of arm shaking for you guys. So give us some credit.
Alpero for president, and welcome, Shelly. What is up, brother?
Heyo.
Tape break is the best break, except for the horse break.
We are planning to have the funeral for our horse very soon, Shum. And that goddamn clip is going to get buried.
Burn
been
it
like
in fire.
3 years I've had to watch that stupid clip now, I think. I'm just done.
Let's bury it up. Let's bury it up Shum's bunghole. How about that?
Wherever, it just can't come back out. That's the main thing.
Oh, we'll plug it up. We'll plug it up.
All right. Anyway.
But yeah, think about it. I mean, I'm not you run your channel and you do what you want to do. I would never be like,
oh, Sno Dub, this is what you have to do. If you don't do it, we're not going to be friends anymore.
I would never do that. Just a suggestion. Guys love looking at ass and titties. And you put some good music behind some ass and titties, and you've got ass, titties, ass, and titties. Just ask Mackney.
Well, yeah. No, Mac knows. But
Mac knows.
My balls.
I did put... So there was a night, I want to say it was New Year's or 4th of July. Maybe Shellback remembers, but there was a night where Piper had quite a few. She was in fantastic shape. She was looking really good. And she decided to do a little dance to my song Tuck and Roll with her all-American cowgirl hat. Yeah.
Yep.
And nothing but a bra on, basically. And I clipped it and threw my Tuck and Roll song over it. I kid you not, guys, that sucker is like 700, 800, maybe 1,000 views now. And it's just like, maybe I should have Piper dance some more songs or something. Throw Saggy in there. I don't know.
Throw Saggy in there.
Right.
Get Saggy and Piper together.
I've been trying to do that for years, actually. It just never
she
panned
was wearing
out.
jeans. She was wearing jeans. I mean, that's...
What's up, Vic? Good to see you, brother. Vic knows what's up. Ass, titties, ass, and titties.
Vic is a fan. Vic not only sends me super chats, but he sends me movie chats. Believe it or not. He actually sends me movies. It's great. Thank you, Victor.
Jagiri. Jagiri's here.
It is true. I am here.
He lives.
True. He lives.
I am not dead. COVID kicked my ass. And then the medication kicked its ass. So I'm feeling better, but I'm still sick. I'm probably gonna be sick.
I'm feeling better.
I'm feeling better. I'm not dead yet.
You soon will be.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit. So what, the hurricane's like 2 weeks old now. So before the hurricane, I got a sinus infection, and that turned into, after the hurricane, upper respiratory infection and walking pneumonia. And I'm still, like, today was the first day back at the gym. I am lifting double what I was when I went in there for the first time.
Yeah.
But it's been that long since I've been to the gym, since right after, the last time I went was right before I broke my foot. So it was a day before I broke my foot. That was a week before the hurricane. So I haven't been in the gym in 3 weeks. And he was like, you think you can do double what you were doing before? I was like, fuck yeah, load that up. Yeah. So, yeah. A little testosterone never hurts. But first day back at the gym, I did pretty good. But still, dude, I can feel it all. I can still, it's still there. It won't go away yet.
Yeah, me and the Snow Kid are actually gonna start hitting the weight pile again because he's heading back to school. He's gonna be a big freshman this year, and I'm like, He knows. He's figured it out that he better start stacking on some weight because there's a lot of bigger guys gonna be running around the hallways of that place.
Yep.
If I want to lift weights, I just go out and find one of the local land whales.
Rest in peace, Gary's ass.
Fuck you.
It's
Pat.
like every quarter Hellback lives. So
Yeah, the only exercise I get is jumping to conclusions.
Yugi, good evening. Is there an O behind that? Yugi. Oh. Good evening, Yugi.
So
What's the
Deadpool,
Yu-Gi-Oh face?
Wolverine. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jerry.
I just
Gary.
said, what's the Yu-Gi-Oh face?
Well, yeah, I have that every Saturday night on the Cotton Council. Shameless plug.
Yu-Gi-Oh face.
Oh.
Deadpool, Wolverine. If you guys don't mind, please don't spoil it for me.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Go see it.
Oh, dude, it was. No, I'm just kidding.
And that
No
means
spoilers.
You two in the chat. Victor started throwing stuff at me on DM and Twitter, and I was like, I don't know if I want to read your DMs right now, Victor. But
No spoilers. I will erase that shit if you guys throw spoilers out. Leave it alone. At least wait till the weekend's over.
How about bad spoilers? Like Wolverine is Deadpool's dad.
I've been avoiding the internet. Seriously, guys. I saw a clip of something. Loki told me it ain't true, so I think I saw a fake clip. But either way, I don't want to know. Let me watch this.
Yeah, it's not true. Someone threw a clip of like the Hulk or something in there. No, that's not true.
Okay. Well, I've seen the trailers. I've seen enough. I'm looking forward. I've been watching actual videos of when I get a chance because I barely get any time to watch YouTube right now. But I have watched a couple videos of Ryan and Hugh plugging the movie and doing little skits and shit and they're so funny together. You could tell there's a real kinship, a real friendship.
Did you see them eating hot chicken? The hot sauce.
Oh
chicken?
no, I haven't watched that one yet.
Oh my god, dude, you got to watch that. It's so
Is that a good
fucking
one?
funny.
Okay.
Now,
Jackman begins crying at one point. It's so fucking hot.
That's great.
Naptoso's like, don't forget to stretch, old man. Oh yeah, I'm stretching. Thank you, brother. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, we definitely looking forward to seeing it. So and not to give Disney money or anything like that. It's all about seeing these two. Not only they're just friends in real life, but just iconic characters coming together.
Finally, pull this all together because they've been
who
wanting to
does
do
it
this for
better
a
than
while.
those two? Right, and they're both perfect for the role. Always have been.
People don't know that they've been friends for like 14, 15 years since the Logan film.
Or Wolverine.
Yeah, Origins,
yeah,
not
right.
Logan.
Origins.
Yeah,
right.
Origins. That one. The one that came out in 2009.
You guys, let me plug something real quick. Naptosa has a little small channel, but it's a fun little channel. He's going to be doing a bike ride across the U.S. So if you want to see something cool, check that out. Check out his channel. Little cool channel. And thank you, brother. Thank you, brother, for everything you do. It's good seeing you earlier.
Hey, tell him there's faster forms of transportation than
He wants to ride a bike. He wants to do it.
Hey, there's Tom in the chat. I miss Tom.
Tom and I are doing Alien tomorrow.
Luke Skywalker was the best part. Garfield. Oh.
Fucking stop, Tom.
Doc Brown. Oh, man.
All right. But, Tom is...
Don't need a credit card to ride this train.
Tom's another one. I so used to watching all his shows lately. Everybody, and it's like, oh, man, I've been just hit hard with this heat wave lately. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. Yeah, I think that's it. But been needing a lot of naps, guys, after work. And
so did Doc after Deadpool. Dude, when he showed up and he was like, Logan, you gotta come back with me. And he, who the fuck are you, old man? I was like, damn.
I give up.
Why we're not doing Alien in 3 weeks is beyond me. It's our kids, Logan. We gotta do something about your kids.
That's
all I know is
one
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the film.
Oh, you saw it too? Okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Shellback and Rudolph are conjoined twins attached at the elbow.
Wow.
Shelly, do you have anything to respond to that statement?
There's my elbows, both of them. Oh, look, here's a couple of fingers too.
Oh, wow. Are you saying Shum is number 1 or number 2?
Yes, yeah. Well, both. He's 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
He's just mad because he didn't get an El Perro fix tonight.
Shum says, spoiler alert, Wolverine is an El Perro simp.
Jeez. Should be a good show tomorrow night, though, Shum. So you'll get your puppet fix tomorrow night. Promise. These guys, they freak out. You know, they don't get puppets for a week. They just they start spazzing them in the chat and saying weird shit.
Right.
It's like,
By the way, Loki, it sucked earlier when you left because I didn't even remember the episode, and I'm like sitting there going, I don't know what to say about this show. I'm not even liking the show so far.
Dude, I got power back probably about 20 minutes after you guys quit.
Yeah,
So-
but Anima carried the rest of the show because I wrote privately, I don't know what we're fucking talking about. I don't remember the episode. So just go at it, honey. I don't care.
Anima knows her stuff, and I'm just glad I got to talk a little bit about that episode before I got the boot.
Yeah, I get power, join the show, and you lose power. And you can't.
God help me.
But hey, I was saying earlier, Tom and I are doing Alien tomorrow at 3:00 on our Saturday matinee. And we're going to talk about the original 79 film, get some trivia and all sorts of stuff. It'll be fun tomorrow. And I actually got Anima to watch Alien. I didn't think that was ever going to happen, and it worked. I got her to watch it. We had to skip the face hugger scene.
Why?
She couldn't handle it. She's very sensitive. And
don't take her to see the new movie.
Oh, she's not going to see that film. She'll get to see the truncated version of it, where all the horror is taken out.
Just tell her that the face huggers are French, okay? And that
they look too much like a spider, my friend.
And that's how they
she knows
kiss,
better.
You know.
She says, "No, I don't wish to watch the face.
I don't want things in my mouth."
Yeah.
Tom.
Shut up, Tom. I hope that's not true.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know why we're doing the movie tomorrow instead of closer to Alien Romulus. That's what I meant.
I'm still cautiously.
I'm getting that popcorn bucket.
The alien head? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I've got the one mounted above the fireplace. We've got all kinds of alien shit all over the house. So yeah, I'm getting the popcorn bucket.
I got those little action figures that they put out, but they didn't put out all the characters in. They put out like Dallas and Kane in the spacesuits. Then they put out a different version of Ripley, and they put one out of Ash. And even though Ash didn't look like Ian Holm, he looked more like I can't remember who it looked like, but it doesn't. Look like
Hannibal Lecter.
Is that it? Looked like
he looked like Hannibal Lecter.
And I got
Hannibal Lecter NECAs don't look like Hannibal Lecter. I'm like, what are you guys doing, man? You got Ash on Alien who looks like Hannibal Lecter, and then you've got Hannibal Lecter NECA that doesn't look like Hannibal Lecter. Holy shit!
Or Ian Holm.
Have you? Yeah. Oh, you guys talking about the San Diego Comic-Con premiere of the new NECA stuff? No.
This is stuff that's already out.
Yeah,
I saw the NECA at Walmart, but I remember the Alien one. Yeah.
They got a new lineup coming out. They show it at every San Diego Comic-Con. And me and Tom, like, we collect, some of the movie Turtles, and I collect the Toonie Terrors, or like the cartoonic versions of the... Anyway, but they're putting out... I was kind of like, I don't know about how I feel about this, but they're putting out Sesame Street ones now. Yeah. But they look really good. I mean, if you're a fan of old school Sesame Street, you might want to look into these. If they were Muppets, I'd be sold, but they're not. They're Bert, Ernie, Oscar the Grouch. Yeah.
I've I've got my Alien Tiki mug from when the 4K came out for the first time. So I went to Alamo to see that, and they had the Alien Tiki mugs. Those are cool. I got a couple of those.
Speaking of Walmart, I was there earlier, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go read the the $5 bin, see if I can find some more DVDs that I don't have. Mofo's got rid of it. I mean, it's not bad enough that they barely have like one aisle with movies on it. Now they don't even have the damn $5 bin there.
Really, they doubled the size of ours. So our super center, literally, they gave us a whole nother aisle of movies now. But our Walmart is like all in on physical DVDs and Blu-rays, and a lot of it's DVDs. But you can find some good stuff. We got Star Trek 3, Search for Spock in 4K, and they had the motion picture and the Wrath of Khan 4K for like half that. So we got the motion picture and we got Wrath of Khan for the same price that we got Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock all on 4K.
Yeah, every Walmart's different, Shellback. So maybe go to a couple different ones. You might be surprised because around town here, certain Walmarts, they may only have, a row and a half, and then other Walmarts got like 2-3 rows and $5 or
right.
2 or 3 buckets of movies.
The thing is, I was looking for something cheap. Pardon me while I play with my light here, but I was looking for something cheap, so that's kind of why I'm like pissed I couldn't find, or that they got rid of the $5 bin. But I'm like, okay, fine. I'll, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money right now, but see what they got. And dude, seriously, they don't have shit. But luckily, though, I mean, it wasn't a total loss because I did find a couple of Blu-rays that I actually wanted, that I don't have, and one
nice.
is Beetlejuice, and I am wanting to see the new one, of course.
Beetlejuice. We saw a good preview of that at Deadpool. There was a good 2.5 minute preview of that.
But I found another one of an old movie that they've kind of given us a sequel to or whatever, and that's Twister.
Is that the one with the green where they changed everything to green? I hate that they did that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the actual cover is,
that's the classic movie cover, yeah.
But
have you watched it?
What? I mean, a long time ago. I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Not the actual.
Just tell me if they changed all the shit to green when they go into the storm, because it used to be gray. It used to be like a gray dark color. Somebody was telling me that they changed it all to green, and I was like, "What in the shit are you talking about?"
Yeah, it's a classic. I'm looking forward to that sequel too. It's an interesting time, folks. With physical media. So shout out to Tom and Fanzine and Rookie Critic. They do this Wednesday night show on Fanzine's channel where they really dive into physical media and stuff. And there's some diehards just like me and Victor. There's a lot of us out there. Loki, we all got our collections. But I don't think it's over by a long shot, because you look at what happened with the record, right? For a minute there, it looked like it was going right out to Frisbee land, and then now it's making a resurgence, and you're seeing more and more record players and more kids are into it. And so, it may become retro at some point, but I think we're fine. Sony doubled down, and they're going to continue to make Blu-ray discs. They're not stopping. They may have tightened things up around the company, but they have no intention. I read an article about it. I'm sure Tom can back me up on this, but they have no intention of stopping production of movies on Blu-ray format that includes 4K. So for now, I think we're okay, but we'll see what happens in the future.
Well, we were, I was on Echo Base earlier, and Tom was on there, and we were talking about the Aliens release. If you had the digital version of Alien, which used to be the 1080p version, which was considered the HD version. The new, when they put the 4K on there, they just kind of like degraded the 4K, and that's what you get. It does not look the same. All the grain's gone. So you're basically getting, it's been replaced. So the old one in all the versions has been completely replaced. You can't buy an SD version of it anymore. You can buy a high def and a 4K, but the high def and the 4K are the same thing, except one's doesn't have HDR and all the bells and whistles, but it's the same version. So you lost your old Aliens and Alien Special Edition version for this new version that they just came out with, and it does look different. So
yeah, that's why I hang on to my DVDs.
Hang on to your DVDs and your Blu-rays, guys. Even if you have a new version, I got a 4K version of The Guyver, which is the biosuit mechanoid armor movie with Mark Hamill. I still have my Blu-ray and I still have my original DVD. Why do I still have my original DVD? Because it's got a special version that has all the blood and gore and shit that they cut out all the other ones.
Yeah, the R-rated version.
Well, the 4K says it's the R-rated version, but it still has shit cut out of it. So this is the unedited version, the original way he wanted it released, which is hard as shit to find. That used to be on Showtime, of all places. They used to have that on Showtime with all the blood and the gore in the movie like it was supposed to. But even with the R-rated 4K, there's still shit cut out of it. Where if you put in the DVD and watch it, it's like, holy shit, man, this has got blood squirting everywhere and all kinds of extra shit. So even if you get the new version that's 4K or whatever, keep your old ones, guys, because there might be something that they pulled out of it. And what is up? The little penguin Sheriff Punkwaddle is here. What is up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Happy it's the weekend, I think. Yeah.
Bring back the 8-track.
How long is the DVD version? What's the minute mark on that?
I have no idea. I'd have to go all the way into the office.
The one I have that has the gore in it that I've watched, the copy I have is 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 26 seconds.
Okay.
I just wonder if it's the same one you're talking about.
Hold on. Well, yeah, Sno Dub, you're in charge. I'll be back. Somebody's in charge. I don't care who. Sno Dub's still here? He's muted.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back. I'll go grab all my copies and I'll be right back.
Man, you interrupted his porn time.
I was pulling this off the shelf. This is my
nerd porn. Got you.
Nerd porn. This is my Star Wars Laserdisc. This is one of the best versions of the original Star Wars you can find. Where
only Laserdisc I have is the original Blade Runner.
For old George. Yeah, took advantage of it and started changing shit. But although I didn't mind the Jabba scene getting added in with Han Solo, but this doesn't have that. This is the original version of Star Wars that people saw in the theaters, and to this day, it's like the best version you can get because they never made the old movies again after he tinkered with them in, what was that, 97? I think it was.
Yeah.
Some of them I liked, some of them I didn't. But
I always heard that there's no such thing as a completed film, only an abandoned film. That directors just abandon the film and it's done, it's finished. They let it go, but not George Lucas.
No,
not Spielberg.
Nope.
Those two just kept fucking around with things.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I understand that a movie is more complex, has more integrated parts than, say, a painting or even a song. But at some point, you have to say that the idea, it encapsulates the idea you wanted it to show. It creates a space, it creates an experience, it creates a response, and it fulfills that role. And sometimes you have to let the art kind of bring itself to life as well. But when you go back and you keep editing and you keep pushing and you keep trying to create it, you get what was that? The Chinese Democracy that took 10 years to make, and each song sounded like the pop song of that year, of the 10 or 11 years it took to create it. I mean,
right.
Okay. So this is the director's cut. Right? This is the DVD director's cut. And it is 94 minutes. This is the Blu-ray from Arrowhead, which was supposed to have everything. It does not have everything. This was supposed to have every version of the film. Guess what? It doesn't. This is 93 minutes. This is the 4K. Again, I was promised that this would have every version of the movie in it. It does not. It has a CD that has a soundtrack on it. It's got a second disc that's got like a creator special and a walkthrough and all kinds of extra bullshit. This is 93 minutes. So the 4K is 1 minute shorter than this DVD copy. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why this is the only one that has the extra blood and gore and bullshit in it than the rest of them. It makes no sense.
The version I have is 92 and a half minutes.
Wow. You know, I just, well, I'm not going to say I'm getting old and senile, but I forgot that I already had a copy of Beetlejuice on regular DVD.
The Blu-ray always has better sound. So,
but you know, Gary mentioned you know, Spielberg and all, and I do have this. Although I don't know why there's a picture of Tom Connors on the cover, but anyway, which you know,
speaking of,
it's glow in the dark too. See, which also ironically. Tom Connors, when you turn out the light, he also glows in the dark. He's that white.
And he's here, ladies and gentlemen. Speak of the devil when he shall appear. Tom Connors.
Nuclear waste.
Anyway, this still has the guns. You know, it still
always
has the version where they're holding the guns.
Here's the thing, and this is Spielberg's own fault. He has only released the altered version of E.T. once, and once only. Ever since then, he has only released the theatrical version, but that left such a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And, you know, since George never releases the original version of Star Wars, they just assume that Spielberg won't release the theatrical cut. He has since the beginning, because he got so much flack for that gun version that even on that original DVD release, the only place you can get the quote-unquote 20th anniversary walkie-talkie edition is on this release right here, and that's it. And this actually has both versions on there, because he took off a documentary to fit the theatrical version on, because initially they weren't going to have it on here, but he got so much flack, and every version since has been the theatrical cut, but people are just assume because of George, you know, what he did with Star Wars, that the version you're getting is going to be that walkie-talkie version. So, no, and it's only been available once.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I think South Park put a hurt on them, both of them.
Well, and as far as like talking about like the whole which version is available here, it is a slew of different reasons why it could be. That DVD you have is most likely from the same master they used to do like laser discs and stuff from.
Are you talking about E.T. or are you talking about Guyver?
No. I'm talking about Guyver.
Yeah.
And so problem is they probably lost all those film elements between now and then.
Yep.
So what they have left is probably what they were able to make that 4K out of. And they probably could have inserted the other stuff, but they just decided not to. For various reasons. Other times these companies are kind of stuck with whatever version whoever owns the rights to lets them have.
Yep.
Right. I've actually talked to people behind the scenes, and for instance, like they'll want a certain director's cut, or they have a director's cut on hand, but the studio won't let them release it, because then they have to make it available for everywhere in the world. It's a big old licensing mess.
That's what happened to Braveheart, the extended edition, isn't it?
Well, and a lot of times with these extended cuts that they used to do for Laserdisc and DVD, for some reason they either didn't save the elements or they have no idea where they are. So like there's no way of doing a new upgraded version because they don't have the film, right? Like that tends to be the issue. So like it's just missing, it's gone. And whatever version they did back then, they did when they had all access to all this shit. So I mean, I'm surprised we've even gotten some releases of some of these films, like just because people have uncovered versions of them over time. Like, you know, we got the Superman television cut and the Donner cut because when Bryan Singer was digging through the vaults, basically, you know, for stuff to use for Superman Returns, they found all this footage that they thought they had lost. And so, yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of where it's cataloged and who's got it where. I even talked to the guy, James Etek, who does a lot of the Masters of the Universe stuff for the cartoons and whatnot. And he's telling me just about the nightmare that it was to track down some of the stuff for He-Man and how he knows a lot of it's still out there. And some of it's actually categorized wrong, right? Like he was looking for some storyboards one day, and that's the way it was like put into the system to where he went. So he went and looked for it. And he realized he's going through these, like, these aren't storyboards. These are actually film cells. So like he found like this treasure trove of film cells at one time of old Masters of the Universe stuff. So it's just a matter of people finding this stuff. Sometimes people uncover stuff in the strangest of places. We've had versions of movies that we thought were lost, and then somebody finds a version of it in their closet somewhere, you know, in Abu Dhabi. It's just weird how sometimes this shit works out, and then it's just a matter of getting a decent film version out there. And yeah, it's all a game of, you know, finding stuff, sometime having the original elements, or even having a decent enough film element to work with. So like, cause you get too far away from the mothership and these things look just as bad as VHS in some cases. So yeah.
And some of them paying for it, getting somebody to pay for it. Cause that's what Mel was talking about. He's got all the stuff for Braveheart. He's got all the scenes, all the extra stuff they cut out, but nobody wants to pay to like release it.
Well, and that's another thing, is just to scan all this stuff. I mean, unless you're a major studio, and even then, like that's why it's, you know, sometimes we complain about not getting certain releases, but I understand some of them because it costs a lot of money to scan a film, remaster it, recolor grade it. Because if they're actually doing it properly, they actually go through a long process. You got to go back to the original film and audio elements, right? So that means going back to the negative and the original mag tracks and audio stems, and literally going in and scanning the negative. And then hopefully that's not destroyed in any way. And then if it is, that means you got to locate a fine print of the negative, or hopefully an answer print that you have nearby that's at least close to the same quality. And then, you know, same thing with the sound, is all the sound elements there. Like Superman, for instance, is one that when they redid all the soundtracks for the DVDs and Blu-rays over the years, I've heard they lost so many of the original sound elements that's why they had to fill in the soundtrack with newer fake, or they're all fake, but I mean newer sounds that we didn't have in the original film, right? Because they just didn't have them anymore. And they didn't know where to get them. That's
what they did with motion picture. There was shit in there that's completely different on Star Trek the Motion Picture because they didn't have it.
Well, not only that one, that's a rare occurrence in history just because they never got, the film was released unfinished. Yep. Gary might know a thing or two about that. Like, yeah, that movie wasn't done when they put it out there. That was like, it's going out.
It was going out at the last minute on things.
Yeah.
And so some things were like, well, we're not going to get to finish this. So it got withheld.
I think the 70 millimeter version had the most completed soundtrack just because that was like the last version they did or whatever it was, or something like that. So like that's the version that they used for video and everything like that. But there were people in theaters, like I know Culture Casino classically tells the story about going to see it and the sound was horrible. And you couldn't even understand half of what was going on because the final mix was just horrendous.
It was muddy.
Mm.
And, just to bring up another odd film, because they're remaking it right now, Nosferatu. Why they're remaking it is weird to me because all Nosferatu.
Have you seen the trailer though?
Yes, I did.
Robert Eggers has sold me on it, so I'm like, yeah.
Yes, it looks really good. But I felt weird. It's like I understood that why Werner Herzog did what he did, because he wanted to remake the film for a modern audience, and he wanted to do it in both German and English, so he shot both simultaneously. And it was interesting. It's an interesting take on the story, but all it is Dracula, and they didn't want to pay for the rights to Dracula. But every single version of the film was believed to have been destroyed by order of the Stoker estate because they won the lawsuit, and so they had to destroy the film. But lo and behold, one copy of it didn't get destroyed in New York City. And that is the only version that's ever been seen. And it's the version that we all watch. No matter how cleaned or messy it looks, it's the same film. It's that one film that survived the burning that was in New York City. And so, but with what you're saying, Tom, I absolutely, I'm sold on it too. I wasn't at first until I watched the trailer. It's the same thing with
Actually,
Aliens.
didn't they find a more complete version of Nosferatu a few years back? Because I think the Blu-ray I have...
The version I heard is that still, the last time I read about it was the copy in New York, that there was no other copy of it found. They may have found elements.
I was going to say...
I've never heard of any other copy of the film
unless
being found whole.
Let me look at my thing here. Hang on.
Big Fontaine says, I was bummed to hear Tom's rumor about Terminator 4K that is releasing the end of August. They can never do those movies right.
That's Cameron.
I think it's absolutely Cameron. He
it's totally Cameron. He likes his fucking AI toy.
I mean, I just watched.
Well, we're all gay, but it's a level, right? Geary is like totally gay.
I'm gay. I'm
down
gay for a lot of
to
things.
McKinney, who's like not even remotely gay. And then the rest of us are in the middle somewhere.
The only thing gay about McKinney is his pencil. His pencil is gay.
Depends if I'm playing my garage or not.
Punkwaddle is Fortnite gay.
Fortnite gay.
Oh my god.
That's pretty
sorry, man.
That's like
sorry, that's the funny thing is though, it's like Cameron just like I think more and more as time goes on, I feel like Cameron's taking more and more of the blame for how this entire series is just like fallen so far, you know what I mean?
He promoted Dark Fate. He didn't have to do that.
He didn't need to, no.
Well, that's the fun part of association games, even if you're not a part of it, even if it's not the one you're doing it, you put your name on something and you're big enough.
Ooh, Tom.
I was going to say, is this the version
there?
you have, Geary? Because this is the more recent Kino release of it.
I love that cover.
And this one
I have is the Kino release.
Yeah, okay. So it has the newly remastered from archival 35mm restoration of the Frederick Wilhelm Moreau Stiefhag version. So that sounds like it's a German version.
There was no German version. All the German copies were destroyed. So it still has to be the one that they found in New York. I'm telling you.
It has the 1922 score to it.
That's amazing.
Wow.
999.
999.
And it runs at 95 minutes. That's all I know. And I know you used to have an older version that was shorter, and that's why I think
It's the version I saw was the shorter one. That was back when it was on VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary was talking about Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula and all.
See, because this one actually has a version with the original German inner titles. So that's what I'm wondering if they didn't find a version in
Well, I'm looking
Germany.
for it now to see what's going on.
Yeah, I thought they did find a more complete version in somebody's like archive. So it's not, it was like it was one that was, because I know with like Metropolis, there was a version they found not too long ago. That's the version that's on the Blu-ray now. That had been on the ship. That got shipped over before it got the final edit. So it had a bunch of the scenes that got cut out of the latter versions. And that's why we have a more complete, not a complete, but a more complete version of Metropolis now. But I thought last I knew that this is the complete version of Nosferatu, I thought. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it because, like, the last time I read anything
the best looking and most faithful to the original release version. Because I think it's cobbled together of the two versions. I think you're right, but yeah. Because I know the US version that you were talking about, or the one they had in the US, didn't that run at like 88 minutes or 80 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, it was right now.
Sno Dub, what do you got there?
Oh, that's the DVD version of the extended edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you hear about that guy that was gonna be executed, and they asked what he wanted for, before they killed him, and he wanted the full length versions of the trilogy on his last night, and so they couldn't kill him until he finished them.
Have they made a better version of these yet? I mean, I know they've done obviously Blu-rays and
the Blu-rays are probably the best version, sadly, because the new 4Ks have Peter Jackson scrubbing the shit out of them and recolor timing and reimagining certain scenes.
Oh,
It's like I had to jump on Gary's case because
I don't know.
somebody had pointed out, not Geary, but Gary of Nerdrotic, because he was on. Somebody had pointed out a clip where he was talking about the 4K versions of Lord of the Rings being good, and I said, "Oh no, Gary, no."
I really like my Ultimate Editions and my big box set, my giant box set.
I like the thing stuff you have on the wall there.
oh, thanks. Yep. My favorite
Because,
movie of all time.
It's
more
my second
specifically,
favorite.
like a scene that I remember, like is the funeral dream of Aragorn. He completely changed the color timing and the atmosphere of the scene.
Oh.
And he changed a few other things to where, in his eyes, they matched closer to The Hobbit.
Is there a difference between the trilogy set and the giant box set? Because it does not look like that on here. Let me just
depends on which one you're talking about.
Physical media. I'm going to show you. Hold on.
Well,
Yeah, they did a massive update, Tom, since I last read this stuff. So
that's what I thought, because, like, yeah.
Here's what they have. I'm going to put it in the private chat. This website supposedly has a listing of all of the versions of surviving copy, because originally there was only one copy, and this is saying there are several.
Yeah, I thought they had found a
there.
couple more over the years, but
so that's the link I found talking about it.
yeah, because they have the Eureka 100th Anniversary Edition. I think that's the same thing, I think, as the Kino, basically. Okay, yeah, so the old version was the 76-minute version, so that's the one we were talking about, yeah. Okay, so one of them was found in the UK, it says here, if I'm reading it right, skimming through real quick. Yeah, because I knew this version was cobbled together of a couple different versions, that I knew.
Since we're doing show and tell tonight. Okay, so these are my Blu-ray
for
sets.
the 100th anniversary as well. Yeah, I've got that one. Yep.
Okay, the ones that have the maps. I've got that for that, and I've got that for the Hobbit.
Yeah, that's basically just the Blu-ray version of what Jolly or Snow just showed. Basically.
Yep. Then, okay, so I've got the trilogy box sets. There's a trilogy box set for Lord of the Rings, and then there's a trilogy box set for The Hobbit. But I waited until this was on sale to get this. This is the ultimate. This has everything in it. So this has the Blu-rays.
Yeah,
it has all the bonus discs,
I think,
DVDs, and the 4Ks. So you've got all the original DVD bonus discs. You've got all the Blu-rays, including the 3D versions, and you've got, for The Hobbit anyway, and then you've got the 4Ks. So, and this is a big bastard. So you've got everything that's in there, all the postcards, all the bonus bullshit, all the extra shit. That was, I just waited till that was on sale. I got that for like $80 off of Amazon on like Prime Day or some shit like that.
I got the version like Sno Dub has. Well, it's actually at my mother's house on the other side of the country. But
I've got those too. I'm just not going all the way in there and digging them out of a box.
No, I pretty much have all the stuff that you have in that box set, but just separately, and I don't have the swag. That's all.
Which I showed these off before, but I found this version at Wally World.
Yep.
See, now those I think are off of the new 4Ks, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
the extended.
Since they say remastered, yeah.
Yep. Those are
I'm
off the
looking
new
right
4Ks.
now. Wasn't there a special edition released either in the late 80s or early 90s with a new soundtrack for Nosferatu.
Yeah, I think that's on this. Nope, you're right, and I think that's on this version of it too, if I'm not mistaken.
Who did the soundtrack to that? Not Brian Eno. It was.
Oh no, it was
another famous name, and I can't think of the name. And I can't seem to find it on here.
Maybe they don't have it on here because it says it just has the original score. I think
But
you
you
might be
remember
mixing
that
that
too.
up with you might be mixing it up with Metropolis.
Maybe.
Metropolis
That
had a
is what I'm
different score.
thinking. It is Metropolis.
Yeah, they had where they had like Queen and a bunch of other stuff come in and
rock
do music for
soundtrack,
it.
yes.
Yep. And Dracula, I think, also had a score done by God, what the hell is it? Phil
what is
Spector or
his
somebody
name?
like that.
That's Phil Spector, but
Not
the
Phil
dude just like
Spector.
him. It's the guy just like Phil Spector. I can't think of his name. He's a producer, not a composer. And so it was weird. Philip Glass.
Philip Glass, yes.
They call me Mr. Glass.
And by the way, Tom, I just pulled that one out of my ass.
Now that we know who you are,
Nice
I
rhyme.
know who I am.
By the way, that is a film that I'm wanting to show Anima too, because she's never seen it.
The hero and the villain were always friends first.
It's
I love
it's
that
one of
movie.
the admit it, that was one of the best comic movies ever made, and it's not even.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Without it even being a comic book movie, technically, I mean, yeah. Perfect superhero origin
wait,
film.
for tomorrow we can always switch up because Martin has Real Genius. So
I was just giving you shit because you always do this. You always tend to like pick
Well,
a
you
movie
tell me
that's
to
like,
have set stuff up before the movie comes out, and we got
yeah, but
3
the
weeks.
Alien don't come out till for like 3 weeks.
3 weeks, so we can
Yeah.
bump it to 3 weeks and just.
Well,
be
yeah,
talking
because
Real
I mean,
Genius.
It's up to you if you want to talk Real Genius or like Deadpool stuff. It don't matter to me.
It's
whatever
about
you want to do.
man. It's not about me. It's about you.
Timing, Gary.
Debbie
timing.
Does Dallas. That's the one I want to do.
Oh man, how about the sequel? How about the sequel? Debbie Does Dishes. Real porn title. Look it up. Bigfoot's even in it.
Well, I mean, these days that would be porn.
It was doing dishes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that a kind of food porn?
it could be at least part way.
Kind of reminds me of Basketball with Jenny McCarthy and
I love that movie.
I've seen that.
and I just forgot his damn name. Robert Vaughn. When
Yeah.
she's like, I bet you could suck the chrome off of a bumper or whatever, and then she said, what is it, a hitch?
Yeah.
And she's sitting there sucking the chrome off of a hitch. I want to lay some carpet. And then she said,
They did the film that is based in porn, Orgasmo, because you
Yes.
and I talked about doing that again.
I'm a man.
Chota boy.
Yeah,
Orgasmo is coming.
Yeah.
hey, Outlaw Bill's in it.
I have not seen that movie. Chota boy.
You liar.
You big liar.
Maybe I should get that on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's out.
Yeah. I mean, I
You still have the player I got you? Or is it?
What,
I know you
what
said
do you
you had
think
some
I'm
issue.
watching them on, Tom?
Well, I know. I thought you had said. I'm just confused because I thought one time you said like you had some people break in or something and steal your shit or something like that. Or
You know,
That was a computer.
no. That
Oh,
was
was your
that was my computer out of my car.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But I mean, if you're gonna bitch at me about it, why don't you send me a fucking 4K player so I can?
No. I just wondered if you still had it. That was all because I thought you had gotten robbed, man. That was why I was asking.
Hey, is somebody giving out free shit here? I'm in.
Oh, I sent him some stuff a while back. That's all.
A Shellback care package.
Yeah.
Some movies.
I just remembered that.
I
Mark was supposed to send me one of the Ghostbuster pieces he was printing.
Well, I just couldn't stomach a Ninja Turtle fan not having the Ninja Turtle movies.
well,
I get you.
Well, that's fair.
Well, okay,
yeah.
so I'll tell you the story, right? I was talking to him one time, and I'm like, I either showed it to him or said something about having. I went and I bought this, right? And I'm like, oh, cool, like all the movies. And it wasn't after I had bought it, unwrapped it, brought it home.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And it's like, it was like, oh, Blu-ray, and I'm like, son of a bitch. So I was, telling him, I have like had this forever, and I haven't been able to watch it because I didn't have a Blu-ray player. And next thing I know, a little while later, I get this freaking package on the door, and the freaking player and the damn where are they at? Where's the movies?
Shellback without Ninja Turtle movies is like it's like Mexican Iron Man not watching Rambo.
So the player
I wanted to ask you two, Shell and Tom, this question. Y'all saw the cover for the Ninja Turtles Naruto like crossover they're doing in the comics, right?
What's a Naruto?
Naruto.
What is that?
Anime. Like TMNT's like crossing over with they're like
he's
crossing over with
the Mac.
everything.
He's messing with the Mac.
I got the whole Street
They
Fighter.
race swapped April again.
They keep insisting on doing that.
I got the whole Street Fighter versus Turtles, the version covers that all link together. Those are pretty cool. All 5 of them. So you got just one long picture.
TMNT is like crossing over with everything now. I think that's becoming like the brand to like do crossover and collabs with now.
That's what happens when a corporation buys your brand. They just basically
wasn't that what Scooby Doo was for a while? Because you had Scooby Doo and Batman.
Scooby Doo. They're doing it with Power. They're doing it with Power Rangers too. So
yeah. I mean, it's brand power or cash grab power, one of the two, right?
Well, it's because Ninja Turtles is one of the few things that actually makes Paramount money still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get Ninja Turtles versus Batman.
I was going to say...
That was actually surprisingly pretty good, yeah. Well, that I think came out... I think that came out Shellback after I sent you that, because there was a version of that set that came out that had that in it, too, I think, afterwards. And I was like, what? They keep adding and stuff to it.
I liked it because I mean, some people thought it was stupid, but I liked when the mutagen turned Joker into a snake and all this other stuff.
The Shredder fight was also pretty good.
Two games plus a crossover in Street Fighter 6. What else? It's a lot
Fatal Fury.
Fatal Fury.
Anal Fury? What?
Fatal Fury.
Fatal
Terry Bogard is going to be in Street Fighter 6 along with Mai.
No, I'm referring to TMNT. It's TMNT specifically, yeah.
I wasn't real crazy about how they drew the turtles for the Batman movie though.
No, but it's better than some of the other ones we've had lately.
They looked a little weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They're crossover in Injustice too.
They're in, the Turtles are in Justice too. But the way they did it is so screwed up because of the weapon swap thing turns them into different Turtles, but they're all the same character. They cheaped out.
Yeah.
You just made me think of Combat Cold Cuts.
Speaking of Turtles, has anybody else here seen that stupid Mutant Mayhem movie besides me?
Nope.
I forgot to mention they released. Forgot to mention. I don't know if it's something that Loki and Tom be interested in, but of course Comic-Con MK1 they dropped the story DLC, and their next combat pack is going to have T-1000, Ghostface, and Conan.
Isn't Mutant Mayhem on Paramount Plus or Netflix or something?
It's on Paramount Plus.
Big thank you so much, brother, for that $9.90 signed super chat. He says skull and tuck and roll, and we're gonna give him a skull and tuck and roll. Right? Where is it? There it is. Skull and tuck and roll.
Oh.
Tuck and roll,
Now,
bitch.
I assume the sticking. I assume the sticking the tongue out is that the fact that they gender swap Cyrax and Sector, which everyone saw coming from a mile away.
Yeah, I'm not spending any more money on Mortal Kombat 1. They can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Subhuman 84, was it better than Power Rangers versus Ninja Turtles? Power Ranger versus Godzilla was really good. I really liked that one. That was pretty damn good.
Power Rangers get on my nerves.
Power Rangers are gay.
Maybe they should come to Fortnite too.
Ha!
Probably. Yeah. They should put them in Fortnite.
I'm surprised they haven't yet.
What, Ninja Turtles in Fortnite?
No, Power Rangers in Fortnite. Now that you bring that up. Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
Well,
I was pretty sure they did Ninja Turtles in Fortnite.
Oh, yes, they did.
I was looking into the because somebody brought it up recently, or Netflix dropped another trailer for the Requiem for Vengeance, the Gundam.
Yes, Gundam.
And I don't know how I feel about it. Now I've heard might be a Fortnite collab with that, but between it
was a Call of Duty collab with Gundams. I was like, what the hell is this?
Well, I mean, it's really because it's starting to push more in Western. I mean, they've been in Target.
Yeah, it is.
And Hobby Lobby for the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. But it just, I feel like people are going to watch that. And yeah, it looks like it's made for modern audiences. It doesn't really seem to have a lot of the same themes and tropes that most of the Gundam series. So anybody if they end up liking it, they're not really going to be interested. They're not going to
be familiar with the older series.
Well, this is a retelling of the 1 Year War. So this is kind of...
This is a side story. This isn't the RX.
Oh, really?
No, yeah. That's the other thing about it. Like, they keep... And this is the interesting thing. They keep coming up with more Gundams. Because at first, like, there was only one Gundam that... Amuro Ray with the white base, you know... But then there's little side stories here and there through the 1 Year War. But this is another, quote, White Devil, another Gundam. And I think I like the Zaku designs, but they seem a little bit more like Botoms with the red shoulder. Like, and the biggest, cheapest thing about this one is the trailer I saw yesterday. There's this quick blurb of the Gundam doing like a sideways kick, which is basically mimicking the Char kick that was really epic and really just meme worthy and just a huge deal in the original one that it's just thrown in like a flash. So I think this is also being told from the Zaku, the Zeon Federation, as opposed to.
It is.
It's a whole lot of swapping. It's a whole lot of just. They probably won't have the German elements that the Zeons had. You know.
Are you talking about the new Netflix one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will there be like new kits to kind of coincide?
Oh,
with the
there's already new.
Yeah,
there's already new toys and new kits out. They look more barrel chested. They look more gruntish. Like I said, it's definitely different style, different art. It might get people excited about it, but I honestly don't think they're gonna. If they're not into the toys and the models and the kits.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's such a. You don't know how deep that community is. You don't know how deep that hobby is just on the kid side, though. I don't think that's gonna.
They're celebrating their 45th anniversary, I think, this year, next year. So
yep.
Yeah, it's a huge franchise. I would say that the Gunpla has really boomed more in the last 5 or 6 years.
Right.
And then
I'm saying with the Netflix what I'm saying was with the Netflix adaptation, what do you think that might get new viewers introduced into getting into probably the model side of Gundams and such?
And to be fair, it was the models that got me interested in watching the shows. So, but we'll see how that works out.
Boosh.
Right.
Boosh. Good evening, Boosh.
I know you said that they have Ninja Turtles in Fortnite, but
yes,
you know the instead of Gundam or whatever you said, Gundam in Call of Duty.
Yes.
They need turtles in Call of Duty. You know, I mean, but precedent has already been set. Okay, look, we got Desert Storm, freaking Leonardo here. Okay, so
That's my camo. That's a camo.
They go with the Gundams and Nicki Minaj and other crossovers they do in Call of Duty as well.
Oh my God, Mackie! I swear to God, buddy, I would team kill people that were, cosplaying as Nicki Minaj on my team. I would wait 10 seconds and just shoot them.
Don't get the pride. Don't forget the pride themed skins along with the bullets that coincide with it.
It's a military game, and they're just throwing some of the dumbest shit in there.
Oh yeah.
You know, I heard there's an armored division with Lizzo.
I wouldn't be surprised. I bet she's a
Loki,
tank.
Loki, tell me you saw the skins for Mrs. Freeze today.
Yes, I did.
Please tell me. What the fuck?
It's my own
I was
credit
laughing
right.
the whole time. I was laughing at that pride skins the whole time. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, they're serious. Let it burn, dude. Let it all burn. This is what they want. Let them do it. Let them do it.
And it'll come back as it rises from the ashes like the phoenix. Once they're done destroying everything.
I'm just saying, Mrs. Freeze looks Asian. I'm just.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. She is Asian. Yes, she is.
Hey, what?
I remember when Jonas was talking about it, and I said, I remember saying something about like, okay, so this villain, right, Mr. Freeze, had a very sympathetic backstory. He was a very relatable villain because he was doing it, for all the reasons of an actual pre-existing, quote, relatable villain. And I don't know how about that. But somebody's like, what, you can't race swap it, it can't be good? I was like, if they're going to race swap it, they're going to make everything else different about it too. They could still make
gender swap it and still keep.
I mean, like you could still make a story that actually tugs on anybody's heartstrings, but you're doing it for this, and nobody cares.
It doesn't work.
No.
Oh my god. Just see those freaking cutscenes. I'm like, oh god, they brought back Greta Thunberg looking Poison Ivy in the cutscene. Oh fuck off.
I'm gonna say one other thing because didn't Superman have to get sent to Earth because his planet was dying? So now, they took kind of amalgamated that backstory with now this new Mrs. Freeze that she.
Yeah, pretty much. Makes no sense. Makes no sense that you create a second Ice Age. And I'm like,
No. Superman came to Earth so he could protest for climate change. Okay.
Well,
no, that was his son. That was his son.
Close enough.
Oh, hello there. What is up? What's up, Sean? What's going on, brother?
What's going on?
Talking about that, some of the new stupid shit that they got on whatever that WB game's called that Mike was just talking about movies and
everything. WB is stupid nowadays. Sorry.
Talking about how things are like gay or Fortnite gay,
When you think the Arrowverse was better, right?
Well,
yeah,
look, I'm wearing an Alpha Beta Revenge of the Nerd shirt, so I think everything's gay.
Nice. Nerds.
So you covered Deadpool?
I did a out of theater quick review, just like a quick short. I don't want to talk about it till next week. There's so many spoilers out there going on that I'm just like, I've left it alone. I really have. So.
Yeah, I tried to buy some of the the popcorn stuff. We went this morning, and one of the guys at the theater, I know one of the few theater chains in the United States. There it is, Tom. Yeah, I was trying to get that. And one of the guys that runs the theater said, we only got a certain allotment in, and last night for the previews, half
I
of the
saw that,
stuff was
Tom.
taken by the staff. So he's basically, yeah,
crap.
none of that
Yeah,
stuff
they're-
was left. All that was left was the cups. And I was like, yeah, none of
They're
that.
they're selling those for like $200 a pop on eBay. That's why.
They'll need to quit allowing the the employees to do
Staff.
that, and they need to quit letting customers walk out with 10 of those bastards. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. He said he was going to bring in like several people that worked there because they'd taken like a ton of them. He was going to bring them back in, write them up, and then make them return some of the stuff because people were reporting them for taking like a ton of it. So I was a little bummed by that.
I know another guy who watches channel Big who tried to go in and he said people were just buying 10, 20 of them at a time. They were like,
That's what I mean. I saw the same thing during Ghostbusters and a couple of the other movies, and I said that's bullshit. It's just
a
basically
rule. It's a simple
poachers.
rule. Limit purchase. Limited purchase.
Two per customer is enough.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to do something about that. But yeah, we went at 10:30 in the morning, and it was probably the theater was an IMAX Dolby Atmos, was probably 2/3 full.
Yeah, we saw it at Cinemark X, the XD, just like their version of IMAX. Whole damn theater was full last night.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
but there
gonna be
wasn't any
top-heavy.
seats.
It's going to make a ton of money in the first 2 weeks. We'll see what it does as it gets into week 3, 4, 5. I don't know what else is coming out at the theaters that could, peel off some viewers from it, but it won't catch.
That's true in
inside out.
most cases, Six, but when the employees are digging into that shit ahead of time, that's bullshit.
Well,
And
they
I
want
agree with
that.
that guy writing up his employees for that.
They want that
that's
eBay
shitty.
money.
Because
They
that's
want
all they're
that
doing.
$200
Exactly. They're
eBay.
going on eBay and selling them for $200 a pop.
Yeah, because I know the people that run Malco theaters in the Southeast. They're and we do events there, corporate events where we rent out like 2 theaters, and we have like 400 plus people, like executives from companies, come to these events. And so I was like, man, I can't come to the movie like the first day that it's out and get like one of these things. And so he was like, no, he goes, I've had a bunch of people already this morning coming up and saying, did you guys not get any of this stuff in? He said, so he was angry about it. I was like, every theater in the country deals with that, though. It's just how do you handle it?
Yeah.
But
Did you like it?
I thought it was okay. I think looking at now, I think for me, the problem was I had expectations. And I think if you check your expectations at the door, don't go in expecting any big story, like the original Superman movies or the original Spider-Man movies. If you go in and just say, look, this is what it's going to be. Don't expect anything. I think you'll probably like it a little bit better. I just, with there not being a whole lot at the theater to get excited about, I think the last movie I got really excited to watch was Oppenheimer. For me, I went in with too much expectations, and so I was a little disappointed. But it was a lot of gay jokes, a lot of slashing, and a lot of Ryan Reynolds, and not enough, Hugh Jackman. That was just my opinion. But it was okay. It had good moments.
Me and Tom were talking earlier, and I think we both agreed, Tom, it was kind of like a bittersweet love letter to Fox.
Yeah. That's how I took it. It's like, these movies came out 25 years ago, and that's when they kind of got it right. And we're going to pay homage to them before we move on with where the story's going to go. Because they're coming out with X-Men. So it's all about, let's honor the past before we rewrite this stuff. Yeah.
That Wolverine bat bucket is not a fleshlight.
It is whatever you want it to be.
Shelly, why didn't you just say that? Oh shit!
Yeah, why did you put that as a message instead of just saying it, dude? That's great.
Does it have like a rubbery tongue on the inside of it?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Because I didn't think to say it right, because right after it was on camera. I mean, but
yeah, all this is plastic around here, but this is like rubbery and textured. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
And it even says designed by Deadpool on it. What's really cool is these cups because they have like the nerfy kind of feeling stuff on them too. It's kind of cool. I wish I got the Deadpool one though.
Yeah, our theater had the Deadpool one. I didn't buy any of that.
Well,
I
mine
didn't
they
buy
already
any
sold
of that
out
time.
of. Yeah.
I just
And
was
some
like,
theaters had a different head of Wolverine and Deadpool for their buckets.
the buckets we had were the butthole buckets. It was like a bucket shaped like Deadpool's ass, and then the butthole was the hole where you get the popcorn out of. I was like,
Oh,
nah.
really? I didn't even see those.
Yeah.
So is that for the chocolate covered popcorn?
Now I kind of want that.
Yeah, no, Raisinets. Right, you have to put Raisinets in that one.
Chocolate mints.
Yeah.
When I went to see Loki, I don't know if I ever showed you this, but when I went to see Dune, they had a really cool. They had like a local comic shop or something that was allowed to be inside the theater, and they were selling stuff. And I got this. So they.
Oh hell yeah!
I haven't ever opened it, but it's a 4-pack figures. You know.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, they had a ton of Dune stuff. The guy was allowed to set up with a table, and he just had all kinds of, he had comics and graphic novel, all kinds of stuff, right? And he was just allowed to sit there, and you walked in, and I started just gobbling up, buying stuff.
I've got all the omnibuses, the Dune omnibuses that have the comics in them. They're all hardbacks, but I've got like a whole box of them bastards. I didn't know they had figures though.
Yeah, that's what they ought to do is when they release these either comic movies or anything that has an IP that's, video games or comics or whatever, toys, and they ought to let a couple of local vendors come in and set up tables inside.
Well, the bigger theaters actually are starting to sell a lot of that merchandise. In fact, Minions was a huge seller for the theaters. There was a whole story about that. In these popcorn buckets, they do very well for the theaters and such. Because not only do they sell these buckets, which are just basically plastic, and I mean, this would have saved Horizon, let's be real.
Jesus.
Big cheap
The only thing it was
popcorn
missing.
bucket.
Come on. Everybody would have went in to get their Big Chief popcorn bucket.
You know what's missing is the one tier of butter.
Donka.
Somebody said that in the comments. Comes with a butter tier or something like that. Did anybody else see that one?
Yep, Subhuman 84. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. People selling them for $200 a pop. I don't care. I don't care about that one. I want the alien head from Romulus. That's what I want. I want to get my alien head.
There's the same kind of
from
crap in the. We were talking about physical media earlier. There's the same kind of crap with steelbooks and stuff too. Like people in the stores will end up scooping up a bunch of them and then they go and sell them online for $100. I even had an extra copy of Twister's 4K steelbook. I sat there looking at it, thinking about it. I'm like, I could sit on that for about a month and probably sell it for $100. But I'm just going to send it back to the, Groove, and then maybe hopefully they'll sell it for the normal price and somebody will get it. It's just, to me, it's like, what? I don't know why people do that to other people. I mean, it's one thing if you miss out and you're like, a year late to the game, a few months late to the game, that's fine. I get it. But when people do this on purpose, just to basically make a market for it, to me, it's like some underhanded, dirty shit. And the ones who suffer are the fans at the end of the day. Because it's not like the studios or the companies that make this shit are benefiting from this.
And then, like you said, you have all the collectors that everybody knows that a collector is going to want something for their collection. And they just want one. And then everybody scoops it up like we were talking about Gundam models. And anybody who has a hobby that has to get imported,
6.
Oh, you'll get some, I'm sure, eventually. Well, you could use this, I suppose. I mean, it is textured. Ribbed for her pleasure.
Daryl, like, brother, thank you so very much. Has gifted 5 Loki's Mornings of Mischief memberships. Victor Fontaine got a membership. T-shirt Historian got a membership. Boosh McFadden got a membership. Morning Haze got a membership. And Penny Penny got a membership. Thank you so very much, Daryl, brother. That is absolutely awesome. What I got? How about some dragon fire for you, brother? We'll send out the dragon. Where is it? There it is. Go! Thank you, brother, so very much for those memberships. Absolutely awesome, bro. Dracatus. Oh, shit. Sean, we were talking about that. We were talking about that this morning, Sean. How, what's his name? The guy who got his the knight who got his face burnt off in the last episode of Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Stefan Darkman.
Yep. When it's that moment where he's like, I've done it. No, you ain't done shit, bitch. You haven't gotten on the dragon. You haven't rode the dragon. You haven't done anything. Don't turn around and say you got it when he's in like, I will toast your ass range. Oh, dude. I think he was okay until today, that Loki, point.
What I said today, Loki, just, and you'll appreciate this. I feel like you should get subtitles with the dragons because they're communicating stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that dragon looked at him, I'm like going, this guy is so fucking sad. and you know what? He was cooked inside the can, which, is a good way of preparing your meals.
I think dragons just prefer blondes,
Yeah, it was a callback. It was a callback to when
I heard Gary say gay.
It's true.
It was a callback to when Aemond, when he was a boy,
say it,
got on Vagar. You've got the dragons. Like if you remember Jon Snow with Rhaegal, and you remember Aemond as a boy with Vagar last season, you have a very small window to hop on that dragon. It was almost like Sea Smoke was kind of lowered the saddle a little bit.
Yep.
And he needed to get on the saddle, and he hesitated. Then he showed nervousness, and it was over.
That was it.
It's like adopting a pit bull. You just got to run in there and grab him by the collar, or else he's going to take your nose off.
Jon Snow was robbed. They need to fucking give him. They need to make another damn series where Jon Snow's like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna be king. I'm gonna tear some shit up. Okay.
Well, they turned in 3 drafts. The problem was a lot of these actors think they're writers, and Kit Harington brought in a guy named Daniel West that did the HBO series Gunpowder. That was just okay. And they submitted it to Casey Blois and the team, and they didn't like it. And it was really Jon Snow dealing with PTSD in the North and his journey, beyond the wall. And they turned it down. So I think it's just a matter of they didn't have a good writer writing it. And I think the powers that be, they knew they were going to do all these prequels. They're going to do Aegon's Conquest. They have Night of the Seven Kingdoms coming out. They're doing everything that took place before Game of Thrones. And I think it's going to be 5 or 6 years before we see them announce anything that takes place post season 8. And it needs to be about more than just Jon. I mean, if you start talking about, a post season 8 show, you've got to talk about what happened with Gendry now that he's over the Stormlands and Storm's End, and what's
Drogon.
Yeah, Drogon, who's probably was went to Volantis and then probably either back to Dragonstone or Old Valyria, which we saw him flying in Old Valyria in season 5.
Yep. When Tyrion and we're on the water.
And I always thought that the part where to pick up the show was where Tyrion's talking to Jon at the end of the series, and Jon says, "Did we do the right thing?" And Tyrion says, "Ask me again in 10 years." I think that's where you pick up the show. Is it's 10 years later, and you've got the freaking 3-eyed raven on the throne who's comatose because he's living in the past, and you've got all these people like Yara, and Gendry, who were loyal to Daenerys, who, you know, are kind of breaking off because they're not happy that Sansa, you know, has her own kingdom. So I think creating a dynamic with all those characters, that's what made Game of Thrones great, is you could have, you know, Bronn, you know, traveling along the King's Road, or the Hound. And it was all these characters that you could either identify with, or that all weaved into a larger story. And if you just do something based on Jon, then, you know, I think that's putting a lot of pressure on an actor who is just okay. Kit Harington is just okay.
Daryl, have a great one, brother. Get some rest, and we'll see you, brother.
Yeah, the Tullys and the Tarleys. You know, yeah. I mean, that's just my take.
No, of course, you know, and not just be about Jon, but I'm just saying, Jon, they fucked Jon over. They fucked that character over. You know, we're gonna have the freaking, you know, crippled guy who can't have kids. You know, we're gonna have him king. We're gonna elect him king. You know, so he, you know, and it's gonna be like, you know, a democracy or whatever, and that freaking bullshit. You know, when
you got to remember this, and to show back, they never explained this. Bran's not Bran anymore. He keeps telling people that in the show. I'm not Bran anymore. Right. That's not Bran. That is literally the old fucker that's in the tree. They never say that, but it is. It's the old bastard that was like growing into the tree.
Yeah. And now you have a king who can see everything in the past, in the present. Like, it's almost like you set up the king to be a surveillance state. That's interesting. Like, if you're going to tell a story, that's a good part of the story to tell us, like, you know, be careful what you ask for, because if you realize that Bran became the Three-Eyed Raven halfway through the show, that means he knew he was going to be king. He knew all this stuff.
Well, he basically said it. He's like, well, why else do you think I'm here? You
right.
know,
he knew. Like, it. So to me, it's there's a way to.
Whatever.
They're eventually going to do it. The frustration with George is that, you know, he did the last book in 2011, and then the show took off, and he became probably the second biggest author next to J.K. Rowling. You know, globally, he's, you know, and look, I mean, he gets on his Not a Blog and he bitches about, and he's really going to be bitching after the next 2 episodes, like how they change his stories. But it's like, dude, you took the paycheck. You could have had it in your contract that they couldn't change. Like, you're getting paid.
You could have you took the paycheck. You could, you know. I mean, I'm sorry. I think he's still. I think for one, it's like I don't think he's ever going to finish those books. But two, I still think that he's still. I think a lot of people are still reeling over of how much of a disaster the 8th season was.
I'm actually actually of the unpopular opinion, Mac. Not so much for season 8, because it was a catastrophe, especially the last few episodes. But I was actually still on board with it was Arya, right, the younger sister.
Yeah. Yes.
I was on board with her killing the Night King, because I was very invested in her character throughout all the seasons, all the shit she went through, how she became basically a faceless assassin. I loved it when she killed what's his name that killed her brother,
Walter Frey.
Walter Frey, yeah.
Yes, I mean, that was just an amazing episode. And so I was still in, you know, up until that point. But then, you know, of course, it went totally off the rails. And then Snow killing Daenerys like that, I just, it felt rushed, it felt stupid, it felt wrong, and it felt dirty, actually. But I will say I was okay with Jon Snow not killing the Night King, even though so many people got pissed off at that point.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm the same way. It didn't bother me at all that Arya killed the Night King, but
the only problem I had with the Arya thing was I felt like when she went in to learn, that's it. We don't see her again until she kills Walter Frey. I understand why they didn't want to do that, because they don't want to put her character on the sideline, the actress and all that. But if we know she's been accepted by the Faceless Man, and then we don't see her until Walter Frey dies, that is a huge holy shit, she's one of them now moments. and we don't know the extent of how badass she is. Instead, we get 2 seasons of her with the Faceless Men that I felt like, oh my God, it's another Arya scene. Can we get back to Dany? Can we get back to Jon Snow? Can we get back to the war going on over here? Why are we, I'm cleaning off this dead guy. And it's another lesson with Arya. And to me, that kind of drug everything down, kind of like Miss Arya is doing.
Well, that's why they rushed those last couple seasons. You know, there was so much more they could have explored, but they got their Star Wars contract, and that was it. Like, let's.
But that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, you know, when they were covering all that stuff before she left, Arya, I was thinking we're gonna see Helen Reed. We're gonna see what happened to Ned Stark's best friend. Like, why did he leave the scene? And Ned is going through all this stuff and dies, and we see Hallen's children that were sent forth, but we don't see Helen Reed. And I thought that we were going to get a payoff of what happened to Helen Reed, and but then they started. And for anybody that likes Game of Thrones, but they didn't like the ending, there's a book called Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon, and I didn't realize until I read it that George left the series after season 4. I thought it was going into season 6. But when the books outpaced, but he left after season 4 when they decided not to do Lady Stoneheart and they started making major changes. And the only 3 things he told them about the end of the show was Stannis burning Shireen, Hodor and the door scene, and Bran becoming king. He did not tell them Jon killing Daenerys. Like, that was them. The 3 things that he gave away were those 3 things. And then the relationship soured, and he exited the scene.
And a lot of people question, what did he mean by the king? A lot of people think Bran was supposed to become the new Night King.
The Night King, yeah.
And not the actual king of the 7 kingdoms. So there's a lot of speculation about all that.
There were rumors when they filmed the scene where the Children of the Forest stabbed the guy with the dragon glass, and he becomes, the first walker, or which you think is going to be the Night King. There were rumors that they were going to take Bran and have him go into that moment in time to try to stop it, and he gets caught there. He gets hit with the glass, and he gets stuck becoming the Night King. There was rumors about that, and it just didn't happen. But yeah, they David and Dan, they had that contract to do Star Wars, and if you read the book that I was talking about, they had it in their head. You can't go beyond 7 seasons. Every great show ends, at around the season 70. They had 70 episodes in their head. And the problem is they decided to take on an IP that had a lot of material to cover. And they rushed it. Another thing he got mad at him about, besides Lady Stoneheart, was in the middle seasons, he said, look, you got to go to Dorne, and there's these characters you have to spend time with that will take 2 seasons. And they said, we're not doing that because we won't be with Tyrion, we won't be with Jon, we won't be with... And he said, that's part of the story. There's other characters that get introduced that you learn about, and you have to spend time with them so you care what happens. And they said, no, we're not going to do that. So we saw... How much did we ever see of Dorne? Like 5 scenes?
Not much.
Not
much.
Yeah, it's...
Jerry, you gotta go. Jagiri?
Yeah, I gotta go, buddy. Tom's got to go too, but I'm going to jump out before he does. A bunch of stuff just popped up, and I got to go deal with it. So, anyway, it was good hanging out with you guys. Mac, you and I need to hang out and do some art sometime together on a stream.
I'd love to, man. I would love to do that at some point.
Yeah,
yeah.
So, get a hold of me, Mac. I don't know how. Here, I'm going to put my personal email in the private chat. Just get a hold of me because I don't know how the hell to get a hold of you.
Email.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm going to give you my email so you can email me.
Phone numbers only to a select few.
If
There you
anybody
go.
knows graphic designers, let me know. I'm looking for a graphic designer.
I'm a graphic designer. I mean, I've done it for 25 years.
Well,
He's got his own comic books.
I'm
an
building-
award-winning graphic designer.
I'm doing logos for merch and stuff like that. So let's connect. I'll
Okay, Sundowner.
get with you on it.
My email is in the private chat. You just message me, remind me, because if I see your email, because I won't recognize it, tell me who you are, and I'll go, yeah, man.
Okay. We'll do.
Gary,
Yes.
watch. I mean, I'm all
Got
for
it.
you stream. I'm all for you doing a draw stream with Machini, but just watch out, okay?
Why?
Because he will make your panties drop.
Panties
Panties
drop.
drop.
Panties drop.
Panties drop.
I was worried you were going to
Oh,
tell me I was going to get
panties
mugged.
drop.
He
shit,
turned
he
off
lost
he lost his feed.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to turn his camera on and his feed cut out.
He's too glorious looking for the camera to survive.
There he is.
Hey, brother, get a hold of me,
Y'all two.
okay?
I'm looking at y'all two. Right, I'm looking at y'all two right now.
Oh,
The left side of the screen. These motherfuckers.
You know what? Everybody's looking at you now.
Make the panties drop.
Panties drop. Panties drop.
Ooh, the big panties
Get a hold of me, Mac. I'll see you guys later. You too, Sundowner. Bye, guys.
Later, Gary.
Take care, Gary.
Later,
Holy crap. Gary from Pop Culture Minefield, ladies and gentlemen. A really good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Also a very gay guy. Oh my god. Okay, I think we're winding down. I know Tom's gotta take out of here. We'll go around the room and say our farewell. Sno Dub, what do you got coming up? You got Cotton Connection tomorrow, right?
Cotton Council tomorrow night. We are back. Puppets back in action. So you need to laugh. You need to hang out and just let your day, just kind of evolve into cotton chaos, as we call it, and just enjoy the show, because you never know who might show up over the Cotton Council tomorrow night. But I got a feeling it's going to be a good one.
And Shelly, you going to be there?
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't have a life, so I might as well be there.
Gee, thanks. Really hyped up the show there.
Yeah.
Rudolph.
Yeah.
Holy crap. You got anything coming out, Sean? You got any videos coming out, or the next one going to be the Thanks House of the Dragon episode?
Yeah, so we're gonna do House of the Dragon Sunday, which is episode 7, and then I've got a video coming out on the various crowns of Westeros. So I'm gonna cover the history of the different crowns that you see in the books and the shows. Kind of break down why some of them disappeared, why some of them are the way they are, that kind of thing. So a little bit of a lore video, and then that's about it for the next couple of days till early next week.
Heck yeah, guys, if you love House of the Drain, if you love any of those IPs like that, check out Sundowners Club. Sean's a pretty cool guy. He doesn't do live streams, not yet anyway, but he's working on it. So keep your eye out. If you like content like that, talking House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, cool stuff like that, check him out. He's got a really cool channel. Tom, are you
live streams by the fall?
By the fall.
Holidays. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We should call him Mac Stixheimer 6'9" or whatever, because he's a clanker.
Tom, what were you doing with that bucket?
Sorry, eat noodles. Sorry.
My bucket.
Damn.
Fuck it.
I guess that means Tom's got to go.
It's my bucket.
It's my bucket. I do what I want.
I like buckets.
I like big buckets, and I cannot lie.
Punk Water, you got ponderances coming out?
Yeah, I got dropped my morning PSA today, and then I've been working on a couple of clips for Culture and some other channels, and but I got the house tomorrow, and I don't know. I think we'll see, but the tone of it is necromancing the franchise, so I don't know, a little play on words, talking about a lot of the stuff we're very aware of, but I don't know, trying to be a little more creative than just criticizing everything. And
2 episodes left, Pat. Sorry,
That's right. I said it. So what? 2 tears in a bucket. Bucket.
Fuck it.
2 buttery tears.
Anybody who can name the movie that's from gets 5 points.
Wait, say it
I didn't
again.
say it to stop talking. I said anybody who can name. Said, yeah, I said it. So what? 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it.
Oh, damn it.
You should know, Snow.
I know.
Puts
It's definitely a
don't work on
comedy.
me, only money.
It's definitely. I want to say it's a Wayans movie. Is it?
Close-ish.
Fuck.
Yeah, it sounds like you.
House Party. Okay, I was going freaking Juice in the
Clinton
Hood.
says it. Yeah. Of the Funkadelic, George Clinton says that after he beats the one in the head with a record. He's like, "Yeah, I said it. So what? Or yeah, I did it. So what?" Fuck.
I haven't watched that in so long. I need to watch that again. It's been like probably 20 years since I watched that.
The last one of those movies I watched was the Kid and Play movie where they're like switch places in school or whatever. Class Act, thank you, with Kid and Play, yeah. And that was forever ago.
Yeah.
That was on VHS, so God help me.
Well, that's who was in House Party, right? Kid and Play.
Yeah, Kid and Play.
And Martin Lawrence, yeah.
Yep.
Makini, what do you got coming up, brother?
Well,
Besides your bowl of ice cream.
no, it's noodles.
Noodles.
So Wednesday we celebrated my character's birthday for being apparently 4 years old, and yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of the day I got monetized.
Nice.
Yeah, and something else happened too.
You made the panties drop.
Panties drop.
No.
Cotton panties drop. Panties drop.
No, but
you started getting hair in funny places.
No, my biggest inspiration, who knows how to make the page drop, discovered my channel.
Ooh.
Really?
Oh my.
It's Tifa. Artist is Dandon. She is one of my I said she is one of my biggest inspirations, and she found out about my channel.
Cool.
Nice.
That was
Congrats.
incredible. Yeah. So all the stuff I learned is from her. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Brian Henson could just find my channel.
But aside from that, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, Makini in the morning. Sundays, of course, is the Sunday hangout with myself, Mama Bear. Sometimes we have Sean of Heart Attack and a couple other people on as well. I think on Sunday we're gonna cover more of the Assassin's Creed Shadows hoopla, and you might want to stay tuned. We're gonna roast that 10-minute. What was it? That 10-minute IGN.
Yep.
Trailer Star Wars Outlaws.
Star Wars, and it looks like early PS3 graphics. It looks so bad.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Freaking man-child looking cave ass. Anyway, but
I loved.
I got speed painting videos Tuesdays and Fridays, and I do the occasional commentary video as well. So I'm still trying to figure that out. And yeah, that's actually just check out my channel. Subscribe, and more coming very soon, including the return of the greatest Sunday afternoon art show on YouTube, Makini Live.
Heck yeah.
Next
month. Brother. Keep kicking ass and taking names, bro. Guys, we're going to get out of here. Have a great weekend. You're not going to see me till Monday, so I'm out. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend honor. We'll see you on the next late show with Loki Sno Dub. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, all our guests, for being here. Have a great weekend.
Wait. Did Sundowners plug his channel, or am I just still?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about
shut up, Tiki of Doom.
Tom, did you plug your bucket? Plug your bucket.
Plug it, Tom. Plug your bucket.
Plug your bucket.
Oh, okay, I just did.
Let's go ahead and tuck and roll.
Let's go and tuck and roll.
videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.